All right,
And we're live!
Okay. Hey there. I am Carson, and I am your host this evening. Welcome to the Master Toons podcast. This is our news show. Tonight we have regular member George.
Hello!
We got Tommy.
Who's a new member, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got my little brother.
For some reason.
Mason.
Some reason, boy.
Not proto tonight.
Cool. No Proto, no Jack, no Ryoga.
Just the four of us. We can make it if we try. Just the four of us, I guess.
Okay. Cool. Well, starting off today, we have some interesting news. This one I actually find very interesting, even though I have no interest whatsoever in the actual show. Harry Shearer returns to The Simpsons.
Hooray! I really don't give a shit.
I don't either, but I think I don't know, I find it a little interesting for some reason. So basically, on May 13th this year, Harry Shearer announced that he would be leaving The Simpsons after a contract dispute, and he said that he wanted to pursue other creative ventures and such. But then
realized you couldn't act.
well, no. Then the showrunner Al Jean confirmed on Twitter that Harry Shearer, who does voice Mr. Burns, Ned Flanders, Principal Skinner, and Kent Brockman, has in fact signed a 2-year contract with an option for another 2 years, which will lead them into The Simpsons' 27th and 28th seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, so this comes as a bit of a surprise after Shearer's claims of leaving to work on other projects and whatnot. But the showrunner assures the media that Shearer signed the same 2-year, $300,000 an episode contract
Sweet Jesus!
the principal cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely would not pass that up. Like, I don't care. But I was reading the article and it was kind of weird because
Maybe getting old, but goddamn, that's money. If someone offered me a role like on, I don't know, some shitty show, I'd be like, hey, it's gonna be this such and such an episode. I'm like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Go $15,000 an episode.
I don't know where to begin with something
I'm
like that.
Yeah, but the weird thing, I was reading the article and it said that Al Jean had made a comment when Harry Shearer originally made his announcement that he was leaving. He said that he didn't really get it because the Simpsons production team always has allowed their voice actors to work on whatever other projects they want as well. So it came as a bit of a surprise. And Harry Shearer has already twice before held out on signing contracts in protest. 2 times before, he has been the last person to sign his contract. So he seems like a bit of a difficult person, but he signed the same one as every other voice actor.
Okay.
So yeah, that's that.
Not much what to say. I mean, he's back on a show I don't watch and don't particularly care to watch, and he's going to be making shitloads of money that I wish I could be making. So, not much what to say.
Yeah, that about sums it up. Cool. All right, so moving on. This is actually a pretty cool project. Excuse me. Brian Konietzko's, is that how you say it? I don't know.
I have no idea.
New graphic novel.
Yeah.
He is the co-creator of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, and he's creating a completely original series of graphic novels. And I got a fun. This was poorly planned. Sorry. Let's see if I can do this. Oh fuck. Okay. Fuck it. I'm not doing it.
Oh boy.
Sorry. I was trying to do something cool, but it didn't work. Okay, anyhow, so...
Story of your fucking life, ain't it, Carson? God, I suck.
So Entertainment Weekly reported on this story saying, imagine 5 planets that share a single orbit. Imagine an inquisitive young female scientist curious about the world, setting out on adventures across the universe, which I think sounds pretty cool. He's currently working on the first volume. He is both writing and illustrating, and he's doing all the inking and coloring as well. And when asked about the popular issues of women in science and strong female characters in fiction that will be present in a story, Brian had to say, I definitely wasn't aiming to be topical, but once science became the focal point of the story, I knew it was important to me to have a young girl as the main character. This is basically Nova's long origin story as scientific superhero. I hope she'll be inspiring to readers of all genders and ages, but especially girls who are interested in studying and pursuing science.
Huh. Interesting.
Which is everything one ever.
Oh, shots fired.
So yeah, I mean, I think it seems like an interesting project, and from what it looks like, there were actually some what's it called, promotional or designs, I guess, that they released. Let's see if I can find them. But it looks like the characters are anthropomorphic rabbits. So that's
the fuck?
Yeah.
Link me to this. I gotta see this. What the hell?
Let me see. I'll just I'll screen share real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Going well. All right. Here we go.
So yeah, you can see here.
Looks cool.
Yeah. So
Wow.
there's the rabbit guy. There.
Wow, that actually looks really good.
Yeah, and oh no, that's not that.
Wow.
Oh, and you got this one here.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, they're kind of like rabbits, and then I guess this over here is a little like.
Looks like Amulet, like the graphic novels Amulet crossed with Avatar.
Yeah.
Like not like Avatar, like in the TV show they worked on, like Avatar the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it looks cool.
There's the Illuminati temple.
Yeah, and they got a little robot friend there, so.
Huh.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting.
Canine.
So yeah, that's cool.
I'm interested.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I mean, I don't personally read comics like as much as many others do. Like, I'm not a big comic book guy. I don't like get into them as much as much other people do. But this looks fairly interesting, and I love this guy's work. Well, I like half of this guy's work from what I've seen of Korra. I just can't stand it.
Yeah. And you know, I think it's good that you know, like I'm sure. Well, I guess I can't be sure, but I can't see this becoming like a huge kind of thing. It seems a little more, you know, niche, independent. But
Yeah.
it's nice that you know, we have this kind of strong female character, and it definitely is, you know, a bit of a stigma around female like scientists. So having that is also cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I do think. Although it's not really a bad thing, like it's not a negative against the book in any way, but it does take away from the message a little bit of, you know, accepting like female scientists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just because it is like an anthropomorphic rabbit. I
get what you're saying.
But it's still kind of nice, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that's cool, and it seems like a cool concept, and the art is
Well,
cool.
Never mind.
So
Is it a boy rabbit or a she rabbit?
it's a she rabbit.
Okay, let's hope we don't get any bunny boobies.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so that's cool. So moving on. And
Right
if
on.
you guys don't have anything else to add there.
I'm not really that much as I was like. This does
I'm
look
really
really
excited.
interesting, and I'm gonna definitely check it out as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
really excited. Can't wait for it. Huge fan of Avatar and Korra, so I can't wait for that.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay, so moving on. CN Originals being renewed.
Hooray!
It comes as no surprise that Cartoon Network has renewed its original programming. Adventure Time, Regular Show, Uncle Grandpa, Steven Universe, and Clarence have all been renewed.
Hooray!
Yeah.
And
So bad.
sorry, what is it? Rob Sorcher, Chief Content Officer, said it's a banner year for Cartoon Network Studios' original productions. It is particularly gratifying to see shows so creatively forward-thinking also deliver so powerfully with the audience. So Cartoon Network is obviously very happy with the success of these 5 shows. All of them, or at least most of them, are ranked #1 viewership in their time slots. Cartoon Network has ranked #1 viewership in kids television for a couple whole days this year, so like that's kind of cool. So yeah, Cartoon Network's kind of on top right now, and I mean it's really no surprise that they would renew it so that they can try to stay on top.
Yeah, because that's how you really stay on top. Just keep milking a dead cow until it ends up producing more milk.
At least that cow was a good cow, healthy cow. You know.
True. But now the cow's dead. Why don't you just bury it by now? Like just milking it, you're just milking out its intestines and stuff. It's really disgusting. Just please stop.
Are you talking
Well, I
about?
mean, as we've learned from Into the Woods, as long as you feed that cow some corn and hair and,
Yeah.
and some slippers, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Because that's how milk works.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a theory. Nick is the dead cow, but when you give it the food, the slippers, Nick becomes Cartoon Network.
That actually kind of makes sense now that I think about it.
well, I haven't watched any of these shows actually, to be completely honest. I mean, I've seen some Adventure Time and some Regular Show, but from what I hear, Steven Universe is pretty good, and I mean, Jack seems to love Clarence, but I don't know about everyone else.
I've watched Clarence a few times. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Uncle Grandpa seems to be a bit dividing.
It's
fine.
It's hard to explain exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get basic comedy right, but at the same time, it can be funny sometimes. But it's largely subjective on what kind of humor you like.
I see.
It's fine. It's just random as hell, which it's fine. I mean,
yeah. So yeah. Cartoon
it's
Network
basically
is
what I need
very
after
happy
the
with this programming right now.
Sorry.
Yeah. No. Go on.
It's actually kind of what I need. Usually after the emotional impact of a Steven Universe episode, like I need to laugh. All right, that's good. This works.
Yeah. And Adventure Time seems to be kind of up and down, and Regular Show I don't hear much about anymore. So
Adventure Time is fine. Still, it's just kind of forgettable, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's just repetitive. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Same thing every day.
Hooray! The angry Mexican has arrived!
Speaking of Adventure Time.
Hey, Proto.
Sorry for that. Sorry for being late.
No problem.
No, it's no problem at all.
So, any thoughts on Cartoon Network renewing their original programming?
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I'll get the popcorn.
Hate. Regular show, undifferent.
Shut it down.
Clarence, undifferent. Steven Universe, I'm fine with it. That's it. That's it. The only one I'm really against it's Adventure Time because am I the only one who thinks the show needs to end with the film?
I probably will.
It
I don't know
must.
when it's coming out, but what about Teen Titans Go? Even though that wasn't part of the mention, what do you think of that?
I don't give a shit about that show, and I'm not planning to give it more attention.
Okay.
I've watched it a couple times. Some of the jokes fall flat, but some of it, is kind of
Some.
entertaining. At least in my opinion. I've never actually watched it on TV. I've only seen clips on YouTube, so I guess it's mostly the best of, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, according to Cartoon Network, is our new favorite show.
Well, yeah. Actually, what I do appreciate, and most people are kind of, put off by it, is the art direction of it. I quite enjoy it, actually.
Speaking of regular show, just a second. The trailer for regular show, the movie just came out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you guys want to talk about that? I haven't seen it, but you guys.
I haven't seen it either, so let's just wait.
Same.
Next week.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
So basically, none of us. Oh my Jesus!
I have
Okay.
to be honest.
Yeah.
It
Well,
looked like a half an hour special. But I'm rooting.
That way.
But
But I guess it could be fun.
yeah, what you just said. Yeah, but to be honest, I'm rooting for that to trump over the Adventure Time film.
At least I regular show is semi-consistent.
Wicked.
Yeah.
So moving right along here.
Yes.
So, Lego Movie and Jump Street directors ditch the Flash for Star Wars? Question mark.
Who wouldn't?
So Chris Miller and Phil Lord are to direct a Star
That's
Wars.
Lord Miller, thank you very much. Or that's what I call them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's nice. As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. Just kidding.
Lord is a weird first name now that I think about it. Maybe the Holy family.
Okay, getting back on track. They are to direct Star Wars anthology film centered around a young Han Solo, with Lawrence Kasdan and John Kasdan writing the script, and they have a release date set for May 25th, 2018.
That actually sounds really good, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about a young Han Solo movie. Just
Yeah.
No, I don't want them to overdo Star Wars. That's the thing. I don't want them to make like a million Star Wars movies, you know?
Yeah, like with Boba Fett, it's different for me because like he's such
An unknown character.
well,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
unknown, but like undeveloped. Like you can do
That's
a
what I
lot
meant, that's
with
what I
him,
meant.
right?
Yeah,
Like you
whereas
see him
Han
as a
Solo,
kid, and then you see him as an adult, and like there's so much, space
Yeah.
in between.
Whereas
Whereas
Han
Han
Solo,
Solo is
you practically
developed
know a good amount of him, like from
Yeah.
all three of the original movies. Like, there's not much you can do with him aside
And then-
from like exploring some
you're
of his
gonna
other
see
stuff.
him- And then you're gonna see him again in the new movie, presumably the new trilogy.
Yeah,
Unless he like dies or leaves after the first one or something like
Yeah,
that.
but that's the thing.
But either way, like he's a very known, developed character, and I don't know, kind of seems a little redundant to do like a young Han Solo film. But
yeah,
But yeah, it's because like we've sort of learned about we've sort of learned about like his past slightly, and then we know about what he's doing presently.
yeah,
But with Boba Fett, you just sort of we just know he's the main clone.
yeah.
That's really it.
Exactly.
That's what we know about him, and then he dies.
Well, that's Jango Fett.
Jango Fett, sorry, and then Boba Fett at the end. You just see him a couple times.
Yeah.
The original, and you get shot down.
So, you know what I want to see in the Boba Fett movie?
What?
I don't want it to be like a young Boba Fett movie. I want it to be him like crawling out of the Sarlacc pit and his adventures after that.
That would be amazing.
What don't we want to learn? No, but we know about him as a kid. We already know it. I was like, what about when he's a kid? What do we know about him?
So yeah, I mean that's my thoughts. I think that they're a good fit.
What the fuck was that?
My brother, sorry.
Oh, it's
I think
fine.
they're a good fit because they do, as seen
Well,
in the
yeah.
movie, they do adventure well, and as seen in Jump Street, they do action and comedy well. And I think in a Han Solo movie, you need some comedy, and there's obviously going to be adventure and action. So
Yeah, but he's the comedic relief in the movie. Him and Chewie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it has to be.
Yeah.
And when do you think he joins Chewie though? Like.
Oh, I think Chewie like adopted him as a kid.
But yeah, because he was with Yoda during the
Yeah.
Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Don't bring up those movies in
So
front
he's
of me,
old.
or I'll come down to Canada and strangle you.
Yeah.
They're not all bad.
Which
They
ones?
kind of are.
No, they're I would say they're good things. I think that the story points of the prequels, there's some good story
First
points.
one's horrible. Second one's
I
alright.
think
Third
you're,
one was actually kind of good. I'll admit.
I think you're all wrong, and I think that all three were great. Okay, no, the first one was pretty shit. The first one was shit. The second one was a bit cringy. And the third one was just everything you want from a Darth Vader prequel. You need to shut up. I love them. I love them. I love
Anyhow.
all the Star Wars.
That's it. I'm coming down to Canada.
Yeah, come down to Canada.
This is a debate
Shut my
for another
lightsaber
day. But anyhow, so I think that's pretty cool. But the other part to this story is that because of their new commitment to the Star Wars franchise, the Hollywood Reporter speculates on scheduling conflicts between Star Wars and such projects as The Flash and even a third Jump Street movie.
Which honestly, I don't think they should be doing anyway.
They going to medical school.
You're going to veterinary school.
My favorite one is when they switched out Jonah. Where's that Rogan? It's like, did they get a big notice? No, nobody noticed.
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
Contract end. I don't know what you're talking about. Contract end.
I don't know, just look like Schmidt.
Seriously, greatest end credits
Ice Cube
ever.
on Jimmy. I saw a video last night of Ice Cube on Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel was just giving him nice things to say in an angry voice, like, "God damn, those flowers smell really good." Like,
Oh, yeah, I've seen
I love a
those,
good open book on a nice summer day, and give me some goddamn juice or something like that. I don't know.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the Flash movie would have been like a perfect fit for them. So if they don't end up doing that, I'll be a little bit disappointed, depending on which director they get to replace them. Side to him, and I'd like to see their take on it.
Yeah.
Jump Street, I mean, I loved the first one. I really liked the second one. I was very impressed with the second one, actually.
Same.
Considering that usually sequels kind of suck, especially comedy
definitely.
sequels.
Like,
And like I was blown away by the first Jump Street
Same.
movie because I went in with like no expectations.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I don't know if they do make a third Jump Street movie. I wouldn't complain if they got a different director, just to put a new flavor on it or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they do come back for a third Jump Street movie, I also will not complain.
Same.
It won't be great, but it'll still be funny because it's Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. They're just great.
Either way, everything's coming up Lord Miller.
We should just rename this podcast Tangent the Podcast.
Sorry?
We should just rename this podcast Tangent the Podcast.
Yeah, speaking of which, I spotted a neighborhood redemption sign. Like, you put cans. Like, I noticed a billboard and it was upside down. Like, it's weird. Like in my town. Like,
Okay.
seriously, I'm not kidding.
That's great. All right.
That's great.
Amazing.
So yeah. Any other final thoughts on that?
I'm interested in what they'll do, and if this ends up being good, I've got really no reason to complain. I mean, I've loved all of their movies so far, like every single one of them. They haven't made a single bad thing for me. Like I love the original show they did, Clone High. I really like the Quiet with Chance of Meatballs. I fucking adored the Lego Movie, and they currently executive producers on The Last Man on Earth, which I think is actually a really good show. So I'm hopeful for this.
Cool. Anyone else?
That sign really was upside down.
Thank you, Tommy. That's really relevant.
Awesome. Okay, so moving on.
Is that really relevant at all?
So, Minions.
Hooray!
So, Minions takes the #1 spot at the box office in America.
No surprise.
Yippee!
This Friday, Minions pulled in a very large $46.2 million at the box office, breaking the record for biggest opening day box office revenue for an animated film in North America, not accounting for inflation. And I believe that was previously held by Toy Story 3, perhaps the original Toy Story, I forget. One of the Toy Story movies, in any case.
Minions is not better than Toy Story.
And they've made $121 million in the opening weekend, as well as $200 million overseas, and on a budget of $67 million. Minions can already be considered a financial success, which means we can most likely expect more Minions in the not-so-distant future.
I hope not.
So, overall, they have, like, 300...
Chester A. Bum says...
It's almost $400 million already on a budget of below $100 million. So, that's kind of crazy. And it's only going to go up from there because it's the opening weekend.
Yeah, I hope their second movie sucks and they just die out.
Yeah. And I mean,
well,
George,
you said
you've seen it, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. In the words of Chester A. Bum, people love Simpson penises.
At least $85 million is a lot bigger than the total worldwide gross so far of Home, which is $350 million.
Burn!
I thought you would like that.
Fuck that movie! Fuck that movie! Fuck that movie! Fuck that movie! Fuck it! Anyway, Minions.
That'd be the worst sex I've ever had.
Anyway, Minions. Honestly, the only real reason I'm pissed, I'm not necessarily pissed at this, I'm more annoyed because the Minion movie wasn't necessarily bad per se. It was mostly just mediocre for me because it was basically just their antics in the first movie, but just like expanded for 90 minutes. And while that sounds good, what made them funny in the first movie for me personally was that they had something to work off of. That's the point. That's the main purpose of these kind of characters. They do these wacky things, but there's someone to react to them doing the wacky things and be pissed off or do something equally wacky or try to outnumber them. That's funny. Hell, the funniest scene in the entire movie. I'm not really spoiling much. There's a scene involving believe it or not, Michael fucking Keaton, playing this dad character in his family. Man, they turn out to be like these. They also be going to Villain Con, and then they have they're just doing these insane stuff, doing villain shit. That's funny. Since the Minions are reacting that's the purpose of comedy. And then they just leave the rest of the film, and I was just left bored out of my mind.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a classic case of, a funny supporting character who works as a supporting character, getting a chance to be a main character, and it just falling flat.
Well,
Because
sometimes
they're
that can
supporting
work. I think a good example of it working.
Madagascar.
Yeah, I was definitely going to bring that
Puss in
up. Like
Boots.
both the movie and the TV show work because, well, two reasons. One, the writing is just simply better, and two, the
Sorry, what was
characters
that?
uh,
Which character?
the characters in Penguins of Madagascar. That the
Yeah,
reason why
yeah, right. Yeah.
because of
Puss
two
in
reasons.
Boots.
One, the writing is just simply better, and two, the characters themselves actually have enough characterization and personality to actually substand and stand on their own. That's
Yeah.
why whenever they're on in the original movies, they still stand on their own. They don't make you regret you're missing this. You're not missing much when when they're on screen, and so that's why the
Okay,
feature
that's
film
true.
works so well.
That's
Like I
That's
know a
also
lot of people didn't like that movie. I personally found it fucking hilarious. Like, but still.
But
it's also the
sorry,
same for Puss in Boots and and the Tigger movie too. I guess is one of those two.
Oh, the tiger movie is it's a fucking masterpiece compared to Minions.
It is a
Don't you be dissing the Tiger movie, Frodo. I will come down to Mexico and rip your spine out if you do that again.
you're doing a lot of traveling.
No,
David.
I would no, I'm gonna rip the spine of every fucking one who paid a single goddamn dollar on this motherfucking yellow dicks. That's
Ooh.
because this is fucking outrageous.
Well, then you better be buying a plane ticket to New York because someone in this podcast actually did pay money to go see it.
Whatever.
It's just like I don't get it because like Inside Out is still
I
a.
also pay money to see
that.
the
Inside Out was great.
Yeah.
Inside Out was great. It was just,
It was okay.
Oh, I cried. It was.
I laughed at him.
I mean, in any case, whatever you think of Inside Out, I would, although I haven't seen Minions, I would
Dude,
Theorize.
just wait until David comes in and rips it a new one. You'll be having a better time than watching that film as a whole.
Honestly, just do yourself a favor. If you're looking for a movie to take your kids to, just go to your local rental store or Netflix or something and rent Paddington or Into the Woods. Or if you're looking for something in the theaters, just wait till August when Shaun the Sheep movie comes out.
Yeah. So yeah. Cool.
Hold on, just a sec. I think you guys might appreciate this right here.
Oh, I'll get the popcorn. Aww.
There you go. How about that?
Yes.
Well, what I take away from this though, we have a movie, like a spin-off movie based on a supporting character, made on a very small budget, making a very large revenue. I think that this just indicates that an Aunt May movie can work.
Oh,
God.
No.
Very big joke.
It wasn't a joking matter.
Okay. Anyhow.
I hope it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, thankfully, Marvel has put the kibosh on that one. So.
Thank fucking Christ.
Anyhow, so that is it in the world of animation news this week. However, there is this little kind of get together down in San Diego going on. So and there have been a couple, just some little minor stories out of there. So I think we're just gonna talk.
Yeah, like just minor films, like it's very small independent movies that many of you probably wouldn't have heard of. Just bear with us. This is something we're interested in talking about.
Yeah. We like shedding some light on the smaller projects.
Yeah. So anyway, let's begin.
Here we go. So at Comic-Con this weekend, there were some very interesting announcements. Let's start off with the DC animated announcements. So first of all, you know what? Let's leave the best for last year. So they announced Justice League versus Titans. I know nothing about this. I
Same.
because it's
believe.
based in nothing for my
Right.
information. This is more
Yeah.
a new story.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, as far as I know, it's an original story. I would guess that it's about the Justice League fighting Titans.
Yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
really.
And then they also announced Batman Bad Blood featuring Batwoman
Ooh.
and Kendrick Lamar. Yeah.
No, no one else got it.
That's okay.
Fuck.
It's because there's this song
Song
called Bad Blood by
by
Taylor
Taylor
Swift
Swift.
featuring Kendrick
Ah,
Lamar.
okay.
Jinx.
That's a nice one.
Okay.
Nice one, man.
Anyhow, so the last movie I saw with Batwoman in it was Batman
The Mystery of
First
Batwoman.
Mystery of the Batwoman. That's exactly it. Which actually, for what it was, wasn't a bad movie.
Never heard of it.
I would say. It's just a straight to DVD video, I think. It's not great, but it's not horrible either. And the story's a little bit it's interesting, worth checking out. Why not? So is Batman. I think it's called Sub-Zero. It's about like
Batman
Sub-Zero.
And Mr. Freeze.
yeah, Mr. Freeze, yeah, and I think Bane is in it too. Anyhow, it's a good one. But anyhow, so Batman Bad Blood featuring Batwoman. I would assume that's the new Batwoman with like the red hair and stuff, and she's a lesbian and all that.
Oh, sexy.
Okay, you have my attention.
Mike,
So,
Mike.
Yep,
I don't know the which bad one will they choose. I don't know if it's gonna be Cassandra Cain, but let's just see. Let's just find out.
yeah. And then last but certainly not least, we have a animated adaptation of Alan Moore's Batman: The Killing Joke.
Joke.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Done right, this will possibly be the most epic thing ever made in the history of humankind.
See? Told you.
Yeah, I mean,
Full disclosure, I know jack shit about The Killing Joke, but I'm so
Yeah, I mean, the comic book is a classic, one of the most popular Batman stories, one of the best Batman stories written by Alan Moore, who is a living legend. The illustrations are great. Story is very interesting, and even though it's kind of like a one-off story, it really kind of influenced the mythos of Batman. I mean, I guess it's a bit of a spoiler, but I think most people who are fans of comics already know this. Within the story, the Joker cripples Barbara Gordon, who is, Batgirl at the time,
Turning into Oracle.
and she ends up turning into Oracle, and
Oh, it's Nightwing.
and the Joker kidnaps Commissioner Gordon and subjects him to like this
And
traumatic event.
basically torture him psychologically so he can prove his point that any man can break his sanity by just having the worst day of his life.
Yeah, and it really goes into the Joker's history, which is interesting as the Red Hood and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And how Batman is kind of the who created the Joker, which we also saw in the Tim Burton Batman movie, the original 1989 version.
So how do you know it wasn't great?
It was amazing. And then,
Don't you just think that movie is Basano? I will come down to Canada.
The thing, though, I find very interesting. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this will most likely be a really good animated movie. But I think what is really interesting about this is that for a very, very long time, Mark Hamill said that the only reason why he would come back to do the Joker again is if they did the Killing Joke.
And they will.
We can expect Mark Hamill.
And so I really, really hope that they get Mark Hamill
They
to
better,
do the Joker.
because well, okay, this is kind of a spoiler. Spoilers for any of you who have not played Batman: Arkham Knight.
No, you're not allowed to tell us.
No, because
Okay, so basically, in
you're
that
not
game,
allowed.
the Joker does come back, but it's actually in flashbacks, and it's during one section where they actually recreate the scene of the Joker crippling Oracle. And it's one of the most heart-wrenching things I think I've ever played in a video game. Dead serious.
It's sad.
You done?
Yeah, and since like that game, from what I've played of it, I haven't finished it yet, but from what I've played of it, from what I've heard of Killing Joke, it takes a lot of influences from that comic. So I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Hamill will be and Kevin Conroy will be in this movie, and if they aren't, it will be the biggest missed opportunity in the history of film.
Yeah, I really hope they get Kevin
Bruce
Conroy, because
Yeah,
he
Bruce
really
Timm
is
is not
kind of
that cool.
Batman, you know.
Yeah, Bruce Timm knows those two are the only the go guys for that story in particular. So I think Bruce Timm better release that statement that they got cast, and immediately money's gonna drop on their wallets as soon as the fucking animation process starts.
Yeah.
The fucking.
Honestly, like having them come back would just, I can't even, like, I'd get a little emotional to see that,
You get emotional during everything.
But yeah, so I think that's really exciting, and I really hope that Mark Hamill comes back as the Joker, and I really hope they get Kevin Conroy to come back as Batman, because that'd be really wicked.
If they don't, there will be blood. Lots and lots of blood.
I really,
not just for me.
No other voice actor has really gotten Batman for me. Like it's always been Kevin Conroy. Like the new Batman always sounds off to me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like from what I've been binging on the Batman Arkham games, which are as of late. I've currently 79% through Arkham Knight, which is currently probably my favorite game of the year so far. And I think what makes his performance as Batman so engaging is because his voice, like his Batman voice, does sound like very intimidating and actually very natural, whereas like some of the other ones, like I think the only one that actually captured that spirit was probably Keaton. And so he actually sounds like he can be intimidating without having to like be like constantly like shoving in your face that he's trying to be intimidating.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mark Hamill, I don't think I have to say anything about his performance as the Joker. Like just watch like any clip of the Joker from either the Batman animated series or even any of the Arkham games, and you'll see exactly why he nails this character so well.
He did the Arkham games?
Yeah, he was in the Arkham games.
Yeah, and I was gonna say one other thing. I think the only person who has come close to Kevin Conroy was Peter Weller in the Dark Knight Returns adaptations that they did.
I have not seen those, nor have I read the comic.
I have. Weller is great at nailing an old but yet pissed off Batman.
Yeah.
Sold.
Good old RoboCop. Anyhow, so I think that's.
Wait, Peter Weller's in RoboCop? Peter Weller? Oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Okay, now I have to watch this movie.
Yeah, he is RoboCop.
Awesome.
Yeah, in the original.
RoboCop playing Batman.
Yeah.
Sold.
So yeah, that's cool. So that's about it for that, and I think we all agree it's pretty exciting. Okay, so moving on. Another thing that happened at Comic-Con was they released the first Suicide Squad trailer.
Awesome!
Yeah, have any of you guys seen it?
I have.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really, really good. Why don't you guys kind of go for it?
To be perfectly honest, I'm just gonna say it. This is currently my most anticipated movie of 2016, next to Kaibo and the Two Strings, which is the new Alaika movie coming out the same year.
Same month, actually.
Really?
Yeah, August.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Same month.
Two
yeah,
movies I
yeah.
gotta be excited for. The reason why is for these two reasons. One, the director David Ayer recently did a movie called Fury, which I fucking adored, which was easily one of my top 15 favorite movies of
Sorry, which one was
2015-14.
that?
Fury with Brad Pitt and
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a good one.
really fucking good movie, really dark movie as well.
Yeah.
And two, I love the concept of like these basically like the anti-Avengers kind of like you got Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, and like all these characters going together and just wrecking shit. That's all I need this movie to be. And I mean, okay, I want a good story out of this, and Fury had a really good story. I'm not sure if he's writing this as well. I think he is, but knowing him, I feel like this will be.
Well, I mean, I think we can assume that even if he's not like the screenwriter, he'll have some input in the script.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that I really loved about Fury was that it was it was really fucking graphic as well. Like it was some of the most realistic war action I think I've ever seen in a movie. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he handles the action in this because I'm not sure if this is going to be a PG-13 or if they actually are going to give this an R rating. I think they might go for a heavy PG-13, but if they either way, I don't care. I just really can't wait to see this and what he does. But the thing that surprised me the most about this trailer was actually Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Like, okay, first off, he does. At first off, when you first see him a bit, he does look like a cosplay of like a very gimp Joker. But the delivery of how he does it and the way he talks is kind of like a mix between like the Joker from like the comics and like a bit of the Heath Ledger Joker, and that's what I love about pretty much every single rendition of the Joker and Batman is that they all kind of represent a different era of the comics. Like the original '60s show represents the Silver Age, the Tim Burton movies represents the more darker but still lighthearted age. The Nolan movies represent like the current age, and now this is representing more like the more mainstream age of the Joker and stuff, and I feel like that's very interesting. I really like Jared Leto. I think he's a really good actor, and I feel like he could pull this role off really well. What do you guys think?
Yeah, what I love about this trailer is that this trailer makes it sure that it tells you basically that these guys are not good guys. Pretty much you see people dying and these motherfuckers killing because they are not good guys. You are not rooting for them.
Not a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the literal definition of a-holes. But yeah, considering that the tone of the trailer was extremely dark, and it's implied that the scene that the Joker finally says, "I'm gonna hurt you really, really bad," right? It's gotta be the death in the families, the famous death in family scene. Then I'm pretty much sure that the Suicide Squad will end up being one of the best films in 2016.
Well, yeah. Well, I can't wait to see their rendition of that scene because they recently did a rendition of that scene, believe it or not, in Batman Arkham Knight. It's not really a spoiler. It happens like I want to say a few hours into the game. It depends on if you're doing the side quest or stuff. And it's like it's the Jason Todd and Joker scene where he's like torturing him for the past few years. Really dark scene. And so what this trailer implies is that this movie won't just be a continuation and giving the new backstory of the Joker, but if you actually look at the Batman vs Superman trailer, you'll see the Robin suit actually has the Joker encryption, and with the way Joker was talking in the end of the trailer, implies that this will most likely be a prequel to like the entirety of the current DCU cinematic universe.
Yeah, well, what else I think it might be is I think that I think you're right. I think that is an indication of the Death in the Family scene where he beats Robin to near death. But I think what the purpose that it'll serve in Suicide Squad is I think Harley Quinn will disagree with the Joker on that, and she won't be okay with him beating a kid to death, and then that'll be why they kind of because I believe that the Joker will be the antagonist of the movie, and the Suicide Squad will be trying to stop him. And I think that'll be kind of the reason why she's on the Suicide Squad team. So I don't know. At least
I'm
that's
fine
my
with.
theory.
That sounds actually really good.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Although I do think it would be interesting if it was kind of set before Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I find
Yeah.
it's interesting and a little bit surprising to me actually that they actually have Batman in Suicide Squad, and it's actually kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, well, they actually did do this with the Batman Assault on Arkham.
Yeah, yeah.
3D movie, which I thought was okay, I guess. Like, it wasn't
Mhm.
great, it wasn't good, it was just kind of meh. But still, it was cool to see, like, he was basically a side character in the film, and it was mostly focused on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're going to be doing here. Plus, it will give us more time to get, like, adjusted the Batfleck, which
Yeah,
I'm going to be the first to admit, I am 100% behind that casting, and from what I've seen of him so far.
Yeah. Since day one I've been all about Batfleck.
Batfleck for the win.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Batfleck forever.
Can't even say it.
Other teams.
Tommy, do you have anything to say?
For Batman and Superman?
For
No,
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Sorry, I'm not really paying attention.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, look forward to it. And
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah, I think they got a really good cast and they got a really good director, so I think it's
Yeah.
kind of just a
Yeah.
recipe for success.
Yeah.
Anyhow, speaking of Batman and Robin and all that fun stuff, let's talk about the newest Dawn of Justice trailer that came out
Blue
at
versus black.
Comic-Con. So I just want to go through a couple points, and we'll talk about each one, and then move on to the next one. Okay?
Go not,
So first point, it seems like Batman is going to be the major antagonist of this movie. What do you guys think about that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine with that for not for the reasons like one time when I was a first member of MTA, I was still 15 at the time. I was really fucking stupid. I admit that I didn't really like the fact that Batman didn't kill anyone. But now I'm much older and I understand his character more. I do get that. But I feel like this is going to be like he's not just doing like I'm going off a tangent. I'm fine with him being the antagonist, but the reason why is because he actually has a valid reason to be the antagonist. Like it's not just like, oh god, this is an alien. He's going to destroy my planet. I must stop him. No, he actually has a valid reason because of what he saw this man can do in Man of Steel, and you see what this man can do in all this thing. And so, from what we saw, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, it looks like he's going to be the big mastermind behind this, like manipulating him behind his back and thinking that Superman is truly evil. When really all he was doing, like the reason why he sacrificed Metropolis and Man of Steel was to save the rest of the fucking planet. I still can't get over how people overlook such a minor detail in that.
I agree.
God. Brain dead retards.
I honestly love Man of Steel, and I cannot understand why people don't like it.
It's great. I watched it like 3 times in a row in one day.
Same. I saw it 3 times. I saw it twice with my dad.
I mean, like the dialogue's not that great. Could have used a little bit of tweaking, but overall, it was a great movie in my opinion.
I feel like the should have used more. They should have sounded more like they were from the Middle Ages.
Yeah, more elegant.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyhow, that's a bit of a tangent in itself.
Yeah.
So Batman being the bad guy, kind of. I guess. What do you guys think? Any? No, you don't like it? Why not?
It's Batman. We all have to, like, everybody, like, people weren't for Batman until like he started saving people.
Right.
But like but I don't know how to. I'm really conflicted because he's sort of being ignorant in a sense. Because he's like, I've seen what he does.
Right.
He might come back on us. So he's being ignorant in that point, like not trusting within him. But like, it's also Batman, and I love Batman. So like, I don't know what to think.
Where the hell you were when he did the entire fucking consistency plans against the Justice League in the Towers of Babel? That's pretty. for me, Batman being antagonist does not break the character because Batman has always been this paranoid character that often do not trust on anybody else. You want to know why he recruits kids or stays with the Justice Leagues? Because it's easier for him to manipulate the situation at his control because he's paranoid. He cannot trust somebody and cannot take some things for sure.
Because he's afraid of what will happen to the future due to what everything that's happened to him and what it means to be Batman. This is actually something to explore a bit in the Arkham games, specifically Night and City, which are two of the best games I've ever played in my life. Arkham Knight especially, because dear fucking god, that game gets unnecessarily depressing for like a good amount of the time.
But yeah,
But here's the thing, yeah, he's always he's always ready though. That's the thing, because there's all these superheroes and he doesn't have powers, so he's always ready to kill them off in case they sacrifice the better well-being of the Earth.
Right. Dear Mason, you forgot a small little detail ingrained in this trailer for about 2 minor seconds. If you paid close attention, you will see that there is a scene where Jesse Eisenberg is reaching into what appears to be a giant green rock. So that technically means that he's, again, manipulating Batman into the main weakness of Superman. So, ha!
How many times have you seen this trailer?
you better.
You know, I'm a little bit disappointed that they're bringing in Kryptonite, just because, like, it's so lame.
Yeah, the best I've seen from Kryptonite is, I think it was Batman who brought out Kryptonite brass knuckles. Like, it was brass knuckles with Kryptonite crystals stuck in the knuckle.
Like, especially, like, I'm a big Smallville fan, and, like, Kryptonite in Smallville was so fucking stupid.
Yeah, especially because he'd be doing something, they'd pull it out, and he'd be like, oh, yeah. Like it would just kill the scene. You're like, oh,
and then like
okay.
Even in like the Chris Reeves one, like the first movie, like Lex Luthor just leaves him there with like a kryptonite thing around his neck, and I'm like, so lame.
But I don't get it. Why isn't it just supposed to take away his powers? Like,
I don't know. This
kryptonite's like killing him. He's laser and he's like in pain. I'm like, shouldn't it just take away his powers, not like kill him?
I liked what they did in Man of Steel, how they had him like the Kryptonian like atmosphere kind of fucked him up.
Yeah, that actually makes some sense instead of just some random green rock just suddenly makes him weaker.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess you have to, right?
Because he adapted to the Earth's atmosphere.
Like otherwise, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
You know what I want to see though? I want to see Metallo at some point. Like maybe not in this movie, but like in a Justice League movie or something like that.
That would be awesome.
Anyhow, so moving on to the next point, if no one else.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I found that it was like very, very reminiscent as far as like Batman goes of The Dark Knight Returns.
Well, of course. Hell, they referenced The Dark Knight Returns in one of the key shots in the
but like,
trailer.
I guess I wasn't expecting it because like the premise is so different, but the result is so much the same of like him coming out of retirement and then like just doing like a like an actual like crusade, like going out and just like beating people like to near death or to death. We didn't. I don't know if anyone dies, but it looks like they got pretty close. And like one guy had a friggin' batarang branded on his chest.
Yeah.
Like that's craziness. So like it's like ridiculous. And then you have Clark Kent, you kind of trying to battle Batman
that's awesome.
through the Daily Planet, and you have Perry White being like, "Yo, like stop doing that," and then it takes kind of Superman to fight Batman. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting, and I don't know. Like, there's just like a lot of stuff going on in this movie. Like, it's so layered, and like it looks like like a good, like dense movie, but at the same time there is the danger of it just being too convoluted.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
boring.
Like I'm worried.
That's what I'm worried about.
I think it all depends on what the length is going to be. Like length is a big thing when it comes to this kind of story. So if this movie ends up being over 2 hours, first of all, I'll be fine with because that's the
Probably
length this
two and a
movie
half
needs to
hours
be.
or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the length this movie needs to be. If not, then they'll have to like either like remove like a good amount of the content, like in terms of like the smaller bits, like the Wonder Woman and Aquaman stuff, and even like some of the other cameos they have plastered in, and just cut that out so we can keep the focus on what we came to see, which is
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm mainly excited for just Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Like, other than that, I'm not really excited. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. So
You know,
that's
whatever.
a good segue into our next point. In this trailer, we get our first look at Wonder Woman in action.
Yep.
We've seen her in
It is
her costume
glorious.
already in a picture, but we actually get to see her fight.
I mean, for fuck's sake, she's my fucking profile picture. That should tell you everything about what I think of this character so far.
They really did a great job on shutting all the critics off with this trailer.
Honestly, I think that like the expression she has on her face, which is my current profile picture, is her like reaction to the critics bashing her originally. Like, I still have never seen a Gal Gadot movie, so I don't know if she's a good actress or not. But I don't care about her acting. I just want her to be badass, and this looks exactly what I'm looking for.
There's one thing being badass, and there's one thing just being bad. So I'm a little tired tonight, so I'm not talking that much.
No, that's fine, man. We don't like your talking anyway.
It'd be awesome. Her in Fast and Furious, her badassery was like a 10 out of 10. Yeah, in my opinion, you don't like her too much, but in my opinion, her badassery in Fast and Furious was like a 10 out of 10. She was a strong female character, so her going to Wonder Woman,
She may have been a strong female character, but she's not a strong female actor.
Okay,
Yeah.
but her bad actingness is made up for with her hotness.
My problem is that she is a model, not an actor. And I'm not saying that models can't be actors, but in this specific situation, this model is not an actor, and it kind of pisses me off.
In this case, you're wrong.
It pisses me off that there are so many actors who could have done this job, and they went and got someone who can't act, and it just it pisses me off.
Well,
And
to be
even
fair, we haven't really seen like her like properly act in any of these trailers or any of the marketing.
Yeah, that's true.
We've mostly just seen like just what she looks like. That's what their main focus is on, and that's what they want their main focus to be on. When in actuality, all I care about really, I do care that she looks good and she represents the character, but I also care whether or not the person I'm looking at being badass is actually a good actress.
Yeah, and I don't know from seeing Fast and Furious movies that she's in, and from the little bit that we get to see of her in this, I'm still not won over by it. And I mean, I really hope that by the time I see the movie, they change my mind. But right now, I'm still not really on board with the casting.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm still coming down to Canada to burn you both.
I do, however, like that that Wonder Woman and Batman are like love interests, because I'm a huge fan of the Justice League cartoons, and they kind of did that in the cartoon.
Wait, what? I wasn't listening. Wait, who and who?
Wonder Woman and Batman. Wonder Woman and Batman as love interests.
I'm happy that they sort of veered away from Wonder Woman and Superman, and because they're two complete. There's like a strong female and a strong male. It's like, ooh, power couple. But then you have Batman, who's a more concealed character, and then she and him sort of. It shows a different side of Batman.
Yeah, they're good foils.
Yeah.
And also there's a compatibility there.
But it can help be a transfer into a different side of Batman that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So it's just more ways to go for it than her and Superman.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
a better deal.
And I mean, it looks like she ends up fighting Superman at one point, which brings me to another point. I theorize, there's nothing to back this up, but from what I got from the trailer was that what happens is like Lex Luthor is kind of behind the scenes the whole time, manipulating people, and it seems that like he would manipulate Batman into being an antagonistic force, and then it looks like he's trying to be friends with Superman at one point.
Yeah.
And, like, I have a feeling that he's gonna like financially back like those Superman like soldier people that are around there
Which I found weird.
to fight Batman, which is kind of cool. And then and it also I like it because again like I'm a fan of Smallville and I hope I love that they were friends in Smallville. Like it's cool.
So maybe they're trying to get back together.
So like I hope that's a thing that they do. And then but it also kind of looks because there's that one scene where like Superman is kneeling and it looks like Lex Luthor kind of like puts his hand under his chin or whatever, and it kind of looks like he's like under like some kind of mind control even
or
a
maybe
little bit.
or maybe it's like he's like threatening him with like
with like
kryptonite.
Yeah.
So he's,
or maybe like
he's bribing him.
Well, maybe the twist is because there's like red kryptonite, right? That like makes him kind of like angry and stuff. So maybe instead of having like regular green kryptonite that just takes away his powers, it acts as red kryptonite. But I don't know. We're just kind of speculating.
Or maybe what they were doing was like they were like because it shows green kryptonite in like this casing, and it sort of looks like a lab. So like maybe they're studying different kryptonites,
turning it into,
and so he uses red kryptonite just from the lab.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? But I mean that's kind of exciting. And then I think that what happens is again this is just in my mind. I want to just talk about it. Like in my mind, what happens in the movie is like Batman like is there with his like armored suit and he turns on the bat signal and then Superman shows up and they start fighting and then like Batman starts losing and he's like, oh no, like I'm losing, like what am I gonna do? And he's like, Alfred, tell yourself that I love you or whatever.
That would be fucking amazing.
And then Superman's like, who's bleeding now, bitch? And
I love you too, Master Wine.
And then all of a sudden, Wonder Woman comes out of nowhere and is like, Pshing! And there's like this huge explosion. And
like, get off my man.
And Superman's like, whoa, what's going on? And then Wonder Woman's like, hey Bruce, I'm here to save you. And Bruce is like, oh, thanks. And then they fight. And then they're like, wait a minute, we're all good guys. And then out of nowhere, Aquaman comes out of the sea riding a giant shark. And he's like, I'm Aquaman, and then the movie ends. And that's it.
Aquaman and then
Bravo.
Or then Aquaman comes in and is like, oh, Aquaman.
This movie.
Listen, it's like, no one likes you.
he's just like, ah!
Of my people.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like Wonder Woman will come out and be like, and then they'll just start fighting, and then Superman will be like super jelly because he's like, I actually love you, low key. Yeah, I honestly wish they would bring out the Kryptonite Knuckles again.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's because I think I saw it in I don't know what it was, but it was an animated. I know it was animated.
Well, in Superman Doomsday, Lex Luthor has like.
Yeah. So then it was Lex Luthor, but I really hope that they bring it out again because Batman's always prepared. He will have everything you need to like take. He's always a few steps ahead. Mm-hmm. So I hope that like he has like these special like setting in his suit that will like flip them forward, and he'll just have like these knuckles of kryptonite to actually fight back. It's like metal's not gonna do shit.
Anyhow, as you can see, I'm a little excited for this movie.
No!
I think I tinkled a little.
What gave you that idea?
But yes, do you guys have anything to say?
this trailer, I thought for a while that Mad Max Fury Road would be the most epic thing I've seen all year. I stand corrected. This is single-handedly the most epic thing I've seen all year. Like, I'm still excited a bit more for Suicide Squad, but this trailer just completely souls me on the fact that this movie. I had my worries, but now I am 100% behind this movie. Like, I don't care if it's going to be complete shit. This trailer sold me.
Like Jurassic World.
Yeah.
That was
It looks really good. I love it.
Just if it's if the movie's anything like you just described, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If not, then I still got low expectations. But that could change by the
Carson should be directing Batman vs Superman. In fact, Carson should be the one running the entire DCU.
Oh my God, yes.
You have no idea what I would do. It'd be pretty crazy. Anyhow, so my next point that I wanted to look at was the spray painted Robin costume, which
don't do this.
We've kind of talked about it already.
Oh my God, the feels.
But I mean, like, that's kind of crazy. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all.
We were talking about it at breakfast, and like for a good 5 minutes, I was just stunned because like we watched the animated. What was it?
Under the Red Hood.
Under the Red Hood, yeah, and we watched like Robin like get killed. We watched, and then we saw Batman come in, and I was like, even as a kid, I was like,
let's just reenact that real quick here.
Uh-oh.
It's just like,
reenactments.
It's like, Robin! Crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, father figure. So yeah, that kind of messed me up. And then when I saw it, it was real because like instead of first of all, the costume, the costume looks like I'm just like holy shit. Cool. So even Batman's costume looks wicked. Yeah, awesome. So I feel like they just redid that fully and great. Like I'm happy they didn't do the normal like red like vest and shit.
Yeah, it was nice and like
sleek.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that, but like the fact that putting the spray paint on it added that extra like ooh, because like he's dead, and then haha jokes on you. That's just like ooh, that's not even like just killing him out of fun.
The definition of pouring salt on the wound.
Yeah, for sure.
So
and like
he keeps it, and he keeps
right. Like that's the crazy thing.
And I feel like that's
it just shows how broken like this Batman is, you know.
And I feel like that's another reason why he's the antagonist in this, because he keeps it around to like fuel his fire to stop criminals, and I think that's where the branding came in, because that was his last Robin, right? If I'm correct.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was his last Robin, so that's far after.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I have a feeling that he'll only have had one Robin, and he got killed. I don't think they'll go with like the Dick Grayson and then Jason Todd. I think it'll just be one.
Yeah, so as I was saying, like, so that means that it was farther in Batman's career. Mm-hmm. So he was established. You knew who he was, and then I think that's where all the branding, the batting to him is and stuff, and really beating people to almost be on their points, because it was just fueling his fire of the hatred for criminals and stuff, that he was just angry at this point. Like, he killed a child, so now he's just going ham on everything, you know? So I feel like he's really just broken.
Yeah.
Which is the perfect route to take with this kind of universe that DC has been establishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm hella excited. I don't even care, man.
Yeah.
Same.
Badass.
Yeah, Batmobile's wicked. And when Superman just like fucking takes off the Batmobile's doors.
And he's sitting there. And I love how Batman
so glorious.
Like, Batman
gives no fucks.
He's like,
Batman don't give a single Batfleck don't give a single fuck.
It's true though, because like
Batman is not a backfuck.
Boom, rips that shit off, and he doesn't flinch. He's just like
fuck you.
He just stands up and stares up in the eyes, and he's like, swear me, mom, man, I'll fuck you up.
He's like, what do you want? Try something.
He's like, I'm Superman, I'll kick your ass. I don't care, I'm rich.
Come at me, bro. Come at me. It's good. And then my final point is that Lex Luthor has the shittiest wig I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It's so bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Did Jesse Eisenberg have to shave his head?
Yeah. But like this is what I don't get. This is what I don't get, right? Like Lex Luthor is one of the most influential, powerful, most wealthy people in this universe, and he can't afford a good fucking movie.
Yeah, he's
But
one of the
honestly,
richest men.
I feel like this is kind of a clever nod to the original Superman movie because Gene Hackman in that movie also wore a wig, and it was really fucking
But
terrible.
at least it looked like real hair, like until he took it off. Like it was a good wig.
At the beginning, I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then he took it off. I was like, "Oh, okay." It's like horse ass hair. It's good. But like Jesse Eisenberg, it looks like one of those ones that you can pick up at the dollar store, and it already has like the hairspray on it.
It looks like a cosplay wig.
Yeah, one of the Asian like.
Not like a nice cosplay wig.
No, like one of the ones that the kawaii girls try to wear. Kawaii.
So that's that. I mean, that's.
It says 10 minutes, but I think we went around 20.
Yeah.
We went a little overboard, but you know what? That reenactment there, that's some class. That was
fucking perfect. Like I said in the chat, Carson, you need to make that the thumbnail for this video.
What?
You need to make that the thumbnail for this video.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, I honestly don't think, like, as terrible wig aside, I actually feel like Jesse Eisenberg could be actually really good as Lex Luthor. I mean,
he's a great actor. That's the thing I love.
Yeah, he's a really, really fucking good actor. I mean, even though I never finished it, I loved him in The Social Network, and he in the upcoming America Ultra looks like looks with him in it playing a stoner. And it's basically the premise of The Long Kiss Goodnight, but with stoners, where like he's brainwashed, but he does a CIA agent, but he doesn't know one, so he just automatically gets triggered to go on a killing spree. And that's all you need to know, and that's all I really need to see. So that alone sold me. And I feel like he could be really good. Like at first, I was skeptical. When I first heard the announcement, I thought it was the stupidest fucking thing I've heard all year. But after I thought about it a little bit more, this guy can play Sinister really well when he's not just playing a geek, which is what a good amount of his roles are. Like I think like really one of his best roles I think was in the movie Now You See Me, where he played a dick basically, which is the best character I think he can play.
Yeah.
So I feel like this was the perfect role for him. Just get a better wig. That's all I need to. All I'm asking.
Yeah, and I think it's also good because like he is kind of like meek and like he looks like an introvert, right? And it's not, it's unsuspecting.
But
right?
it really showed it, like when it was in Now You See Me, the movie where he's a magician, and he's very cocky but very very serious at the same time. So because in all of his other movies he was quirky, like in Zombieland, the Social Network. Those he was sort of a quirky, more shy, kept to himself character, and then in Now You See Me he's very more outgoing, more confident. So seeing him in that, it doesn't. When I heard that he was Lex Luthor, I was actually really excited for it because I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
So it sort of shows that he'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And he looks good in the trailer.
Just get a better wig. That's all we need to do.
One of the richest men
in
the world.
$1 million movie. Just get a better wig.
Do you think girls with cancer have a better wig than that?
I should have to go there.
I'm sorry, it's just true.
Yeah, and just to end this part off, we talked a lot about Batman, a little bit about Wonder Woman, a little bit about
there is only like one other thing I felt like was interesting, that we did get a small glimpse of what Jeremy Irons is looking like as Alfred.
Yes, I like him a lot.
When I say small, I mean like it's about like 2 seconds you see him on frame, but he looks really good. I mean, I personally love Jeremy Irons to death, so I'm just biased, but I feel like he could play this role really well. Yeah,
I agree, and I actually meant to say that, so thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, you're welcome.
And also, before we move on to the next point, I just wanted to say that among all of this very exciting new Batman stuff, Wonder Woman stuff, I really like what they're doing with Superman as well.
Same.
And having him have this very human struggle between wanting to be Superman and to do all of the good that he, can. At the same time, like, he doesn't owe these people anything. He owes it to himself to like live his own life and stuff, but he still, feels this immense responsibility to protect people to the best of his ability. Because as Uncle Ben would say, with
A
great
great power
power comes
comes
great
with
responsibility, right?
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very
I
interesting
love how we all knew that.
way to go.
Watch
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that human struggle they gave Superman because because it not just it comes not just it puts him in a more realistic situation how the world would react to him, but also he will have to struggle what he wants to be. It's kind of how Matt Murdock struggled when he wanted to be in Devil because everyone hated him day one, and they kept hating him until he captured Wilson Fisk. So I think this will be the film that Superman will finally earn the respect of the people, but still have name slayers on going on its ass.
Which makes sense because from what we saw of Man of Steel, like the amount of damage that not he didn't cause, but he let happen is devastating, like genuinely devastating. And I personally defend like his choice because his choice made sense, like logical sense, like a sacrifice for the greater good of the entire universe or the entire planet.
Yeah.
And so now you're dealing with the actual genuine reaction. It's not just a one-off thing. And this is something that's going to be carrying over from each of these movies. That the consequence of his actions do affect what is going on. This actually explains why Wayne is acting like this. This is why why Lex Luthor is taking advantage of this. This explains everything, and that's all you really need because this not only creates inner turmoil and conflict for the entire universe, but it also creates inner turmoil and conflict for our main character, the main hero of this entire thing.
Yeah, and I agree with everything that you guys said, and I think it'll be a better movie for it. And just the final last thing before we move on, I think that Zack Snyder, as always, has brought a very interesting aesthetic to this movie, and I'm just genuinely excited to see it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Concurred.
So after that 30 minutes.
Sweet Jesus, we've been talking about this for 30 minutes.
It was supposed to be 10 minutes.
Ow.
Let's just move on really quickly to the
Okay.
Apocalypse trailer. They showed the Apocalypse trailer at Comic-Con, and I think only the last few seconds of it, I think 15 seconds of it, were leaked online. But what's kind of cool about it is we get our first look at Oscar Isaacs as Apocalypse. So did any of you guys see that?
No, I did not.
No?
I really like what they were trying to going because let's face it, if they were going to say as faithful to the comic to Apocalypse, he would look so fucking stupid. I mean, you just Google him, Google how he looks in the comics, and try not to laugh.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do it right now. X-Men Apocalypse. You guys can keep talking. I'm just gonna.
Sorry, go ahead.
But I think they got a great actor to play Apocalypse. Told ya. But yeah.
This guy looks like a bastard child of Brainiac and Bane. Oh God! Wow.
Yeah, you wanna? Hey George, you wanna screen share that real quick?
Sure. Just give me a second. Screen share.
But yeah, Proto. Continue.
Yeah, but they got a really great actor to play Apocalypse, and considering that Apocalypse is the mutant every mutant fears, then they better make sure he's the fucking Thanos of the X-Men franchise, because he is way too big of a villain to try to waste him.
What's his power?
let's see. He can absorb. He can absorb every mutant power he can put his hands on. He can shapeshift. He can move. He has telekinesis. He has a lot. He has access to alien technology, etc., etc., etc. But
So
also he has this mentality that only the strongest can survive and the weakest needs to die.
So basically, it's like when your friends are like, so like if you could choose a superpower, what would it be? My superpower would be to be able to have all the superpowers in the world.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And he was the first mutant ever.
Yeah.
And he's just survived over the years.
Yeah.
Oh, right, because he has the healing factor, like Wolverine.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and yeah, I completely agree. He looks a little bit off in my opinion,
I haven't seen it, Sean.
but at the same time, like you said, like in the comic books, he looks so stupid. So like I don't know
The
what,
bastard child Brainiac
like I don't know what they would do with that. So
Luckily.
I don't know. I think they did what the best that they could in the situation, and I think yeah, you're right. Oscar Isaac is a great actor. Like even the first time I saw him, he was playing Prince John in the Ridley Scott version of Robin Hood. And he was great in that. It wasn't a great movie, but he was great. And I saw him the same thing in Sucker Punch, not a great movie, but he was great in it. And then Inside Llewyn Davis, he was great in
I
that.
love that movie.
Yeah, right.
Stupid.
Shut
I
your
know.
face
He should
hole.
just be skinny with superhuman strength.
Yeah, I know. But anyhow, and then
Seriously, if any of you have not seen Inside Llewyn Davis, just go and watch it right now.
it's great. And then oh yeah, and then now he's in Star Wars Episode 7, so he's great. And I think
Yeah.
he's really the right choice. And the great thing about him too is that he plays like evil, like sinister, really really well. But at the same time, there's still like a likability to him. Like you like that he's so evil. Like I don't know, he's really good.
That's a
at it.
good mentality for your villains.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see him in that for sure.
Yeah, same.
Okay, and speaking of X-Men, at Comic-Con, Hugh Jackman confirmed that his last Wolverine film will be an adaptation of the Old Man Logan series
Gotcha.
by Mark Miller.
That shit's stupid. You should give it age.
Well, anyhow, so the comic book is about an aging Wolverine in a dystopic future version of the Marvel Universe. I speculate personally that it'll only be an adaptation in spirit, much like Days of Future Past, as opposed to a proper adaptation of the comic book series, mostly because many of the main characters used in the book are unavailable due to Marvel Studios holding the rights. Also, there's some crazy shit that goes down that I can't see Fox wanting to use in what they'll probably be marketing as more of a family film than
True.
What goes down?
is. Well, for the one big thing is like Hulk and She-Hulk have like incestuous babies, and now there's hillbillies going around. So that's really weird. And then,
Yeah.
Hawkeye is going around. I think he lost his arm again.
Again.
Like, yeah, like I don't know. It's like they kind of that's kind of stupid though. I hate that they totally just ripped that off of Green Arrow and The Dark Knight Returns, but like whatever. So yeah, like I think he's like losing. He lost his arm, so he can't shoot his bow anymore. And then I think it's Baron. Maybe it's the Red Skull that is controlling either the United States. Anyhow, the United States are controlled by supervillains, and they split them up into like different zones that each supervillain like does, and then like Wolverine is like living with his family, and then they like get kidnapped or killed or something. I forget. It's been a while since I read it, and so then him and Hawkeye go to fight like I'm pretty sure it's the Red Skull. And he just basically kills him, and it's pretty cool.
I have a question.
Yeah, it's basically
So,
like a
like-
road trip.
So like if Wolverine doesn't age,
Yeah.
Why did he age from a teenager to a man?
Well, for one
Well,
thing,
Does
well,
he
the
age
healing
over
factor.
time, or does he just age
Yeah,
slower?
well, the thing is, well,
the
first of
thing is
all,
that
is
the healing factor slows aging. It doesn't stop it at all.
yeah,
Stop it
yeah.
at all. He if that's pretty much if they take that away, that's pretty much that he pretty much can catch up with the age. That's why I feel they should have chosen it as a Wolverine for this because Old Man Logan I don't see it as a great way to send off Wolverine of the X-Men franchise.
Yeah, definitely. Like, this
No,
respect to like the original story. The original story sounds actually really interesting, but this doesn't sound like the proper way to like say goodbye to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, which is honestly really fucking stupid. Like, I know the guy is getting older and he can't play this character forever, but come on.
I'm gonna miss my Hugh Jackman.
Um,
He'll be the only ever like real Wolverine to me. He is even in the comics, like the comic Wolverine and Hugh Jackman look the same.
except
Yeah.
like Hugh Jackman's like 6'3", and
Yeah.
the comic book is like 4'9".
Nine.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
amazing.
Here, stand up, stand up.
It's amazing.
It's been-
Look, this is like
this is like the
this is the
difference
comparison
yeah.
to comic book to real life.
Yeah.
That is awesome and hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyhow, that's a bit of a tangent in itself. But I don't know. I think it is a good send off because it's what the fans have been wanting to see. And
see
at
that
the
shit.
same time, it's kind of it's kind of like the parallel's nice. How like Hugh Jackman is getting older, and that's why he has to leave. And in this story, like Wolverine himself is older, and like he's kind of he's not as strong as he used to be. He's basically lost his healing factor, which they kind of did in the last Wolverine movie. So I don't know if they'll do that
but
again.
but like a nanobot went into his throat
Yeah,
and was like,
I know it was different, but still, it's I will see what they do with that. But like I said, I think it's going to be more of a spiritual adaptation than like a proper adaptation. I think they're going to come up with their own story, their own plot, and it's just going to be kind of like the essence of old man Logan.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense.
I don't want to see it because even this topic is boring. Like
Yeah.
like I'll see it, but I don't think I'll enjoy it too much.
Yeah, I know
I
what you're
think I'll
saying.
like it just because it's Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like I think I'll like it because it's Hugh Jackman, but I don't think I'll. If it wasn't Hugh Jackman, I wouldn't. I think I would just hate the entire thing. Not only because it's not Hugh Jackman, just because I feel like it's not going to be good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I kind of felt that was going to be the same thing with the recent Wolverine, the 2012 Wolverine movie,
Yeah.
but I watched that like I think a couple of months
Origins?
on DVD. No, not Origins. The one where he goes to Japan. I watched that movie
That
on
came out
like
in 2012.
no 2013.
2013.
I mean, and I watched that on like video, and I fucking loved that movie. Like that is probably my favorite X-Men movie from what I've seen of them
Well,
so
here's
far.
the thing, because everybody loves samurai movies and everybody loves superhero movies, and then they just sort of made that have a baby,
yeah.
and a lot of like older people enjoy history because they're old.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Yeah, it was good. It was good overall, except the last like 15 minutes.
shut your dirty whore mouth.
Super
The 13 minutes of that film literally went full retard on us.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
The
much.
girl with the red hair forehead was bigger than Rihanna's.
But yeah, so I'm excited for
Just
that
saying.
one.
Yeah, I'll wait for the trailer and then I'll tell you my thoughts.
Sorry.
I'll wait for a trailer, then I'll tell you my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. It is a little early to
Yeah.
wait. And finally, again, another mutant, one of Wolverine's oldest acquaintances, Deadpool, got a full trailer at Comic-Con. And in my show notes, I just wrote perfect. Because it is.
Deadpool is my favorite like villain ever to exist ever, even though he's not really like a villain.
Like an
He's an
anti.
anti-hero.
Yeah, I wouldn't say villain, but like he's not a hero.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's just my favorite person out of the entire Marvel universe. Is Deadpool. It just has to be Deadpool. He's funny, he's sarcastic, he breaks the fourth wall in his comics,
Yeah.
so it makes you feel more engaged. Oh, it's perfectness. Just
Yeah.
If Jesus had a baby, it'd be Deadpool.
Like if you haven't seen the Deadpool trailer, I'm talking to the audience right now. If you haven't seen the Deadpool trailer,
You need to fucking see it.
find it. Like I don't know.
It'll
like,
be a cheap version just because it'll be a.
They'll probably have tried to sweep it off the internet, but nothing ever dies on the internet. So go to the depths of Google.
It'll be
and find it.
It'll be an SDCC video.
That was great. I love my favorite part was like my favorite part was when
he's lying on the dolly.
Yeah, when he's like getting ready to like get all this stuff done to him, and he's like, okay, so just make sure that my superhero suit isn't green or animated, and I was just like savage. So savage.
I forget what he says, but it's like you look like Freddy Krueger in like in Fist or something.
No, you look like if Freddy Krueger and a topographical map of Utah had a baby.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. He's like, and he puts his hands up and he's like, you're probably wondering why my suit's red. It's so my enemies can't see my blood. And he pops his head through and he's like, oh, see, that guy gets it with the red pants. And he jumps out and it's like, it's fucking amazing. I'm so excited for it. Like, I can't wait. What year's coming out?
Colossus.
Yeah, Colossus. He's like, you giant chrome dick muncher. Oh, when is it coming out? What year again?
Next year, I think. Yeah.
I'm so excited. I hope that they have the yellow sign in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's good. In my opinion.
This isn't gonna last 30 minutes because we have nothing else to say.
I mean, like it looks really good. Everything is good. There's nothing I don't like.
I've never been this excited about a movie.
I can't wait to see it. It looks so funny.
I've never been this excited about a movie because I love action movies and I love comedy separately, and it's. Speechless. It's perfect.
I fell asleep for a few seconds, for a few minutes. I'm not kidding.
Ow.
Didn't think you were.
Wow, this thing has gone on for too long.
Eating.
Yeah, kind of. A little bit. I'm back. Anything else?
You're so gay.
You can't say that.
Oh, sorry. He's not gay. That's totally alright.
That's not what I. Anyhow. Whatever. I'm just done. Okay. Anyway, so that was all for what I had. If you don't guys.
For the podcast overall.
Yeah.
Can I?
Well, I got two things.
Yeah, sure.
Is Proto still here?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, well, in that case, look what I found.
Wonderful.
And
Super Saiyan over there.
I also find a lot of ticket stubs on my desk from the past year for movies, and I found one that George would like.
Burn! 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 Okay, camera on. Camera on.
Burn it with fire.
For you, movie.
Hey, hold on, wait.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Anyway, to be honest, was I the only one who actually was really underwhelmed by the Deadpool trailer?
Yes.
Maybe.
The only human in entire existence.
Maybe you're just the only.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm
if you look in the audience, like if you can hear the audience right as it starts, so like.
But seriously, I don't know. Like, from what I saw of like everything from like the set photos to new announcements, everything. I was really excited for this, and then when I saw the trailer, I don't know, like I was expecting something more like the test footage that was shown off a couple of years ago.
Mm.
I forget when it was leaked, but this was just fuck got a better
Don't say it.
the dead. Like if any of you've seen like walkthroughs or actually played it, I was
I've
expecting
seen
something more like
walkthroughs.
that, like a lot like the war. Yeah, same. I was expecting something like that per se, not just like this typical generic superhero comedy origin story shit.
But it's not. It's
Or even
Deadpool.
something like from the well, especially when you take into account the original script, which I've read the first few pages of it, where it just starts. There's no origin or anything. It just starts and it's just Deadpool doing his thing, and I feel like that was the perfect route to take with something like this. But I'm still excited for the movie nonetheless.
But it saves flashback time. Like most movies, if they start off as like the hero as or anti-hero or whatever as themselves, they tend to have to do flashbacks and stuff. So by laying out his life already, it works perfectly.
I don't know. I think he has an
I
interesting.
just hope they don't just put too much focus on it. Is my
Yeah.
problem.
And I like that
issue.
he gets out of costume as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Deadpool's origin is pretty interesting, so I'm glad that I get to see it.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't
I
know.
like that they would give it to us.
Yeah, I've seen walkthroughs of the Deadpool game too, and
And
I don't know.
I didn't even want to buy the Deadpool game.
I wasn't very impressed by it, but I really like this.
You know what? I might buy the Deadpool game, play it, then watch the movie and see the difference,
Yeah.
and then rub it in his face saying that the movie was much better.
Ha 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 ha. Very
Scared of
funny.
that one.
Anyway,
But, yeah.
I'm still excited.
But I might actually just
I love how like crude it is. Like I love when he has like, do you have the gun? Wait, are they there? Or, yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. But yeah, when he has the guns, he's like, "I'm gonna touch myself tonight." It's like,
That was
I was
actually
like,
really
"What?
funny.
You can't say that. That's crazy." That's awesome. Anyhow. Oh yeah. Oh, is it, you just said the one or?
Yeah, the other one's upstairs.
I'm gonna touch myself tonight.
Oh, forget
He's
Ryan
not
Reynolds.
lying.
You should be playing Deadpool person.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah.
Anything?
Tommy.
Are those real?
No.
Okay. I see the orange cap.
Yes.
An orange circle.
No, we don't play with real guns here in Canada.
I do.
In the U.S., we certainly do.
Yeah.
I do. Are you joking? Cottage every year.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, but you don't point them at your head, I hope.
Sometimes.
Okay. Anyhow. So yeah, that is that is it for this installment of the Master Tunes podcast. I would like to thank all of you very much for joining me. It has been tons of fun tonight. Even though we have a smaller cast than usual, it was a blast and a half.
I made up for it.
I would say. And so
I took a nap for it.
yeah, well, it was pretty chill. Why not? So anyhow, this is Carson signing off, and we have with us George. George, where can we find you?
You can find me on. You can actually find me recently on Letterboxd. I'm under the name Ariel Rocks 5, and on my Twitter, where by my same name and the same username. Also, you can follow me on my in-house critic page on Facebook, where I talk about movie news and often do movie reviews. I'm currently in progress of putting out one for Inside Out, but depends on if I find the time to actually break down and do it and find some decent editing software.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And we have Proto. Where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube as Proto45, and in there you will find my Facebook.
Cool. Tommy, where can we find you?
In my bed, asleep.
Yeah. Accurate. Wicked. And Mason, where can we find you?
On Twitter at MasonSomanLol. and on YouTube at Mason Silvermall.
Oh wow, so creative.
Thank you. My username's Chocolate Thunder.
Oh,
If that means anything.
majestic.
And Tommy, is there anywhere we can actually find you other than your bed?
Facebook. I'm on Letterboxd too. Just search up Space Cowboy 22, or I'll link it, whatever.
Yeah.
And other things, email, Twitter,
MySpace?
MySpace, yeah. Let's see. I have an old typewriter. I have a feather and ink.
Yeah. You have a messenger pigeon?
Yeah. My messenger pigeon. Like my messenger pigeon named Jeffrey. You know, he's a good bird.
Do you put pictures of him on Tumblr?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not on Tumblr.
Is yours the one
that we're all
and I have been and always will be your friend Carson. And live long and prosper. And fuck, I fucked up. Live long and prosper.
One job. One job.
Kill yourself right now. Go home.
I tried really hard to.
You're like,
it ended up being like the penguin. It was weird. And then like the weird like what's it called? Fucking bile like dripping.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know. Turn your head. And he like bites off a guy's head.
Anyway, I've been Carson, your host for tonight. You can find me.
I'm a T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
We watched Jurassic World.
Yeah, I fucking know. All right.
Jurassic World.
You can find me on Twitter
quality,
at Carson Somanlaw. My name is Brown Sugar because I'm sweet like that.
Chocolate Thunder Brown Sugar.
You can find me on Instagram. I post a lot of art stuff. That's like Dr. Somanlaw. And you can find me on YouTube by searching up the Darth Turd. And it's actually linked on the Master Tunes page. So
it's also where you can find a good few of our original podcasts that we did through Skype a few years ago.
Yeah, actually,
about a year ago.
That's true. That's where those live. So yeah, once again, thank you all for joining us. If you liked it, like it, share it, favorite it, comment if you want to.
Rate it.
Rate it. We'd like to hear from you if you do watch it. Tell us what you think. Comments, questions, concerns. Tell your friends. Your mom, your dog, your sister, your brother.
Your messenger pigeon.
Your basement robot. Your
broadcasted on BBM. Is that
yeah. Crazy methed out hobo who lives on the street.
The dolphin.
Put it on MySpace. Put it on your favorite porn forum. I don't know.
Tumblr it so that way we can get tons of death threats.
You can put on Pornhub as sexy brunette wears glasses and I don't know.
And holds mocha skin.
Yeah.
Boy.
If you want to, our listeners or viewers, that is, you can join. You can find all of us on Master Tunes Assembled on Facebook.
Yes, search it up.
Except for me.
It's a great group. It's very fun.
It is fun. Facebook.
Yeah, it's a good community. You should join it.
I should. I will. I'll do that.
Good. Anyhow, this has been probably the longest outro in a long time.
Seriously, yeah.
I will say good night to all of you.
Yes.
I love
Stay
you.
classy, San Diego.
I love you all.
Have a good night. Hello, my friend.
And tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. This is Master Tunes Podcast. Signing off. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.